Ma'am, thank you. We're going to check in here at the 77 Fire Station in Sun Valley. This is concerning a hazardous hoarder house that we told you about several weeks ago. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez
Monica
speaking.
Rodriguez from Council District 7, and I'm here to provide an update regarding 8633 Latuna Canyon. As has been reported, and I'm actually joined today by Bureau Chief for our Valley Bureau, Ruby Flores, Deputy Chief Ruby Flores, John Waite from our Department of Building and Safety, and Chief Perez from the Los Angeles Fire Department. And so we're here to provide an update on where we are today. But I want to first talk about some of the exhaustive efforts that have occurred before we arrived at the circumstance that we are today. I want to go back to 2019. It was back in 2019 when my office began working closely with the Department of Building and Safety about the nuisance abatement and issues associated with the property at 8633 Latuna Canyon. What I want to frame for everyone's point of reference is that there are multiple parcels associated with this one location. As in fact, the ownership of the property, because it sprawls out to, and residents of Latuna Canyon are very familiar with this very frustrating fact, is because even geotagging a certain location, we are often unable to locate it because the properties are so vast and wide and spread out that it's hard to really designate an actual property address many times at these locations along Latuna Canyon. It was back in 2019, April of 2019, that there was reports of the accumulation of vehicles, open storage, inoperable vehicles, trash and debris, and grading without permits. In June of 24, the city attorney held a hearing. The defendant failed to appear. A criminal course case was subsequently filed and accepted by, filed by the Department of Building and Safety and accepted by the city attorney in November of 2019. A court date was then scheduled for November 25th, 2020. September 2020, and then subsequently in November of 2020. But as a result of COVID, court cases had been canceled and rescheduled. In 2021, the owner had reported claims of progress. Now, I will remind you that the Department of Building and Safety, based on what they could visibly see having not been onto the property, were only able to report the items that they were able to visibly identify. It was in 2021, of February 21, that the inspector could not gain access to the property. In March of 21, the court case appeared on standby as the owner had hired an attorney. In March of 21, there was a subsequent court date, which was then scheduled for May of 2021. The court case was then again continued. The case was resubmitted for filing due to the misfiling of the ownership of the property, which was originally assigned to Brian Fiera. As a result of the refiling, the actual property owner, Mary Fiera, was actually then charged by the city of Los Angeles. It was it was assigned in the city attorney's office with a court date and arraignment in August of 21, which again, the case was then continued in November of 21. The attorney for the owners claimed that the EPA conducts weekly site inspections. Again, these were all actions that the city of Los Angeles had been engaged in with respect to the property owners, and this is actually procedurally when cases are assigned to building and safety for nuisance abatement and it goes through the criminal court system. This is the procedural issues that ensue. Fast forward, I'm just going to cut to the chase that yes, there were a lot of issues with this particular property, and we were aware of these issues as we were pursuing the resolution with the Department of Building and Safety. Those issues and the citations ultimately led to the owner, Mary Fiera, being held and accountable by judge order for 180 days sentence in jail, of which she served 1 day. As a result of that conclusion of that sentencing, The city attorney had again refiled along with building and safety to commence this procedurally to again regain that process. Subsequently, we worked just in the last week with a number of city agencies, including the LA City Fire Department, the Police Department, to help address, including conversations with County Board of Health, all the adjacent, or all the agencies of interest, given what the lack of progress that we saw that had been previously reported through the courts. We were then seeking access to the property through court order, which is what we were provided just on Monday. Monday, the courts allowed the LA City Fire Department as the lead in support with the Department of Building and Safety to go out and conduct greater comprehensive inspections that will then allow us to ascertain what the declarations will be by the subsequent court that will enable the city to then be able to possibly, with court authority, to be able to declare this area a nuisance that could then be abated by the City of Los Angeles. Until such time, the City of Los Angeles can't go onto private properties to clear these cases. This was the exercise that the Department of Building and Safety had taken lead on, and working with the City Attorney's Office to seek that authority and that compliance with the property owner. But after repeated attempts and as I understood in conversations with inspectors that had been associated with that case from the Department of Building and Safety, the property owner had shown some interest in good faith in securing the resources to help fund clearing of the property. But as a result of not seeing any actual visible process, that is when the Department of Building and Safety, the City Attorney's Office, continued to advocate, which ultimately led to the owner being sentenced to 180 days and serving 1 day. And so currently we have inspectors out at the property from our LA City Fire Department and Building and Safety that are out there in teams to take a more detailed assessment, which was granted, again, by this court-issued warrant that was issued late Monday afternoon. And so the LA City, our LA City family from Police, Fire, Building and Safety, our Department of Sanitation, Bureau of Street Services, there was an all hands on deck conversation with all the teams with the hopes that we would gain access to this property and better assess what the circumstances are at that property. And once we know with greater detail what is being documented at this juncture, we will then know what the court will afford the City of Los Angeles to do to mitigate this going forward. And so with that, we have Spanish or, okay.
All right, that was LA City Council member Monica Rodriguez describing the situation going on at 8633 La Tuna Canyon. We reported on this, I guess it was last week, this huge property that has not been cleaned up. All of this junk, it took a court order just to get in on the property, and the fire department and building and safety department are there checking it out right now, but I guess eventually this will start getting cleaned up.
The owner, in fact, spent at least 1 day in jail. She was sentenced to 180. We'll keep our eye on this and keep you updated if anything new happens.